where they can be found just off the 412 bypass in Springdale, Arkansas. And you can always catch our live stream. If you don't catch us, you can catch us on iHeartRadio each and every day as we podcast our top segment each and every evening on iHeartRadio. And I want to bring in my producer. Is there any chance? We heard Stephen M. Sounds like it's a pretty healthy team heading into the homecoming game down there in Tuscaloosa, as is the Crimson Tide. But what can Arkansas do? I mean, this seems like an almost insurmountable task.
Arkansas is just going to have to try to put some things together. They really can't rely heavily on the run game. They really don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. So, I just hope these younger guys can go out there and get some solid, good reps in.
SEC talk and get you ready for this Alabama game. And we're going to bring in Mascot Media's Derek Oxford. Derek, welcome back to the Hill, my man.
What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm doing all right. I think I might be doing a little bit better than Arkansas on their trip down to Tuscaloosa at the moment. But, that's neither here nor there. I want to get your take on this Arkansas-Alabama game. As you just heard my producer as we were bringing you in. He seems to think it's a tall task, as does most national media. Where are you at? How difficult of a game is this going to be tomorrow night at 6:15?
It's going to be pretty demoralizing, I think, for the team. I don't see a path to victory for Arkansas, barring every Alabama starter getting sicker than all get out before the game. It just doesn't seem like there's any path to victory. I guess you can hope for no injuries and everybody to come out of the game healthy, and you really just want to avoid getting beat as bad as Ole Miss did. It's one of those games where Alabama is just such a juggernaut that it's almost not even fun to watch the game, no matter who they play, really. But especially these SEC teams that are so overmatched. So, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to finish by saying, they might have a competitive game at some point this year, maybe in the Iron Bowl, but as maybe LSU puts up a fight against them, but it doesn't look like there's going to be anything stopping them from an undefeated season and another trip to the playoffs.
Derek, what does it do for the psyche when you're a program coming into Tuscaloosa, Alabama, #1 team, seems to be playing really good football at the time, and to throw on top of that, it's homecoming. To the psyche, if you're the Razorbacks, what does that do for you when you're going into such a hostile environment with so many festivities that'll be taking place, with also, too, them honoring that 92 national championship Alabama program?
Yeah, it's certainly not, it'll be a fun atmosphere for Alabama fans. It's probably not going to be a very fun atmosphere for the Hog fans that do travel, and then for the team itself. I don't know that. I think I saw a thing that said Dabo Swinney's going to be at the game, which will be interesting, I guess. There's really just not going to be a whole. I think that really the focus, I bet you the ESPN crew is probably more worried about the storylines outside of the game than actually on the field.
Right.
It just kind of sucks that that's where the program is right now, but that's where we're at. Midway point of the 17 campaign.
When you look at the Southwestern football team, Austin goes down, doesn't finish the game last weekend in Columbia versus the Gamecocks. Heading into this game, I'm of the belief that Austin's not even 80%, let alone 90% are well enough to play. If you're Coach Bielema, Coach Enos, and staff, which way do you go? Do you just go ahead and, play the true freshman, the redshirt freshman in Cole Kelly, and let him start to learn on the fly and prepare himself for experiences next year going forward? Or if Austin's able to go, do you go with your fifth-year senior quarterback?
I think if Austin feels like he's healthy enough to play, they'll play him. And then I don't see him playing, much more than the first quarter, the first half. It really will just depend on how the how the game dictates itself. I mean, if Austin's getting, flattened every play like he has been most of this season, then they'll probably take him out to avoid injury. But I mean, if he's, if he is able to get at least semi-protected and doesn't just get, completely monstered on for the entire first half, he might get to play 2 or 3 quarters. But I think Kelly will come in as long as Kelly won't come in as long as Austin thinks he's okay to play. But if he obviously gets knocked out early or doesn't feel like he's getting enough, I guess, protection in the pocket, then they'll probably put Kelly in.
Talking with Derek Oxford of Mascot Media here on the Hill with Pat Jenkins, Sports Talk Radio, talking Arkansas-Alabama. Last question before I let you go. We got about a minute and a half, Derek. I want you to give me an offensive player for Arkansas and a defensive player for Arkansas that you're going to make your 2 featured players in tomorrow's ball game.
I guess offensively, I'll highlight Cheyenne O'Grady. I think that he might, be somebody to watch for. Austin might be able to get the ball to if he can get enough protection. And then defensively, I think I'm really interested to see what Sosa Game does against that Alabama offensive line. If he's going to be able to get any sort of pressure on Jalen Hurts, and if he's going to be able to have an impact on the game in any way. Other than that, I mean, I really don't know who else to really highlight. I don't think Arkansas is going to have any success running the ball. So against that front, I wouldn't highlight any of those of the backs. And then on defense, I mean, really, it's just going to be a matter of not letting big plays happen, and that's what the Alabama offense is good at. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all transpires tomorrow night on ESPN.
Well, Derek, as always, my man, love having you on, talking Razorbacks and game keys, and we'll bring you back this time next Friday here on the A, and we'll get the fans set up for the ball game next week versus the Auburn Tigers and Donald W. Riddles. But as always, thanks for taking time out on the Hill, my man.
No problem. Enjoyed it.
That was Derek Oxford of Mascot Media. Demetrius, he doesn't seem to be too optimistic. Not one bit, if I just be as blatant as I want to be, but we're a step away, and then we're going to get another take from the Arkansas side of things. Otis Kirk of 247 Sports. He's joining on the Hill in the A. Back in a moment.